You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I'm your host, Alexander Joyce, and with me today is Marquita. She is the director of our tax division. Her team is truly special because we focus on not just traditional filing, right? Making sure T's are crossed, I's are dotted, get the tax forms out the door. We're doing comprehensive analysis. We're doing comprehensive actual tax planning. And I think for us, when anybody chooses us to be a part of their family, and they should, the thing they really want to consider, obviously, when judging is how we're different. And I think that every piece of, every member, I should say, or director, if you will, of the team has a story. I have a story, right? I love sharing my story. Many people love, my story. I mean, you have a story. And I think that as we grow very tax focused, people want to know more about Marquita. So, I mean, the big thing is, how are we different? What does the tax side do? And then, why you and why that team?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Alex. Thank you. For me personally, I actually developed a passion to look at tax returns in a way that is going to most benefit the taxpayer with my IRS experience. I was an examiner for over a decade, and that means that I audited small business and self-employed individuals. And what I learned is that most people are not attempting to cheat on their taxes. They just didn't have the proper advising, right? So that gave me the idea, with the right advice, individuals can satisfy their tax liability without paying more than they should. Everyone's happy, right? Government's happy, the clients are happy, everything is well. In that time, I also was exposed to so many different industries, just about everything you could think of, from reviewing a return of a pilot to truck drivers, so many industries. And I'm so very grateful to bring that industry specific tax advice to ReJoyce Financial.
Isn't that cool? I think, my takeaway was, you say you're an examiner for the IRS. Isn't that the same as an auditor?
That is an auditor.
I'm just making sure.
That is absolutely
right?
auditing.
That is absolutely examining. I think it's probably, that's correct terminology. But I think that people need to really stop and think about that, because when you think about what you're bringing to the team, it's like, you're really talking to someone that has been out there on the other side of this thing, auditing businesses, self-employed people, individuals, and that side, right? And it's like, most people say, I have more questions for my CPA, and what I really want to know is, can I make my tax life more efficient? Which means, is there something I could do better to make my tax liability lower? Or, whatever the correct terminology is, you have that experience, hands-on experience, over a decade of that work, and that's who you want on your team. And I think, when we build that, we have that as a foundation, and we apply those processes forward, and we add those people to the team. That is mind-blowing, right? It is. I always say, and my mentor once said this: when you are looking to grow your business, and I've owned this practice now almost 12 years, and he said that you always want to look for people and hire people, bring people to your team smarter and brighter than you are. Right. And one example of that, right? Because I am not, I have a tax focus. I am not, certainly not one that's going to be digging into the efficiencies of a portfolio. That's why you're here. And I think to have somebody like that on our team for our viewers, listeners, prospects, clients is just truly exceptional. And you think about ways ReJoyce Financial is different. Well, there's one, right? And it's like, it's wonderful, right? And then we couple that, and then we double down on that with the filing piece in the tax side, right? So we're building tax plans, and then we're taking that plan, if you will, forward to actually file. And then our clients are like, well, you file our taxes? Well, yeah, at this point, we probably filed 98% of our clients' taxes. We're very busy. It's tax time. And then we also have, not to put the cart before the horse, we've now developed processes where we're starting to service non-clients, right? In a very inexpensive way, because we think that we can make people's tax life better. And that to me is huge, right? Any last words or anything you want people to really know more about you and our tax team?
I would just want people to know that everything we do here is customizable, and it's so important that the entire approach is built around the client. If you don't know what to do and you're confused, give us a call. A confused mind does nothing. Let us simplify everything for you and get you started.
Marquita Berry, head of our tax team. You are watching the Retirement Halftime Show. Again, Alex Joyce, your host. Stay tuned, folks. There's more show to come.